Hi, I'm Arian, and you've reached On Cue Dog Training. Today we're going to talk about yes and no. Those are two of the most important concepts you will be teaching your dog. Yes simply means, I like that. That's great. No means, that's not what I'm looking for. Try something else. So some people might be thinking, well, why not just teach them an alternative behavior? Say they're jumping up at your kids, you tell them to sit, boom. Well, there's a problem with that. You can create a behavior chain. They jump at your kids, you tell them to sit, they get rewarded. They jump at your kids, you tell them to sit, they get rewarded. So pretty soon they're gonna think, if I jump up at the kids, you're gonna tell me to sit and I'm gonna get a reward. So with no, it's just a very general, I don't like that, try to figure out something else. The reason no works so well too is that there's gonna be a delay between the no and the reward. So it's not, no, here's a treat. No, here's a treat. It's no, oh, I like that. Here's a treat. So no, again, means immediately stop what you're doing. That's not what I want. Try something else. It also teaches problem-solving skills. So you told them no, they think to themselves, oh, this is an opportunity to figure out what you want. That's great for problem solving and impulse control on top of that. Now we're going to start with yes. You always want to start with yes. You want to create a very clear indication of what yes means before you go into no. So we're going to say yes, give them a piece of food. Yes, give them a piece of food. Yes, give them a piece of food. Pretty soon they're going to realize yes means I get rewarded. This is Skylar. She is an adorable terrier mix. She's a rescue and she's going to be adopted soon. She's staying with me for training for 1 month. So right now, I'm going to be conditioning the yes marker. I'm going to say yes and give it food. It's important to say yes right before you give the food. You don't want to say it at the same time because then they're realizing that the hand means food, not the yes word. Yes. You should give the food within 1 to 3 seconds. You don't want a long delay. Yes. Yes. You do want to add in some praise and some genuine facial expressions. Dogs are emotional creatures and they respond well to that normally. Yes. Yes. Oh, good girl. So now I'm starting to add in the praise. Yes. What a good girl. She's shy, so I'm not going to be petting her a lot. But if it's your personal dog and you have that kind of relationship, you can pet them. Yes. I'm using Skylar's daily meals. I highly encourage you to use their daily meals as rewards. All this is a ton of training opportunities that can be wasted just throwing it in a bowl. Yes. Yes. You want the dog to learn that they can earn their food. You don't want a dog who knows, hey, at these times you're going to throw food in a bowl and I don't really have to do anything else. Yeah, treats are great, but I don't really have to. Dogs will not starve themselves. They will be willing to work for food. If your dog eats, they are food motivated. Yes. Yes. You might notice that her ears start to perk up when I say yes. That is a great sign that she's starting to get the concept. Yes. Yes. And that's how you start the yes. Now I'm ready to start no. I'm going to present the food, say no, and then block access. No. If you notice I closed my hand, she's sniffing it, totally fine. If she was licking it, mouthing my hand, it's totally fine. The moment she moves back, I'm going to mark it with her newly learned yes. Yes. And if you notice, she kind of turned her head toward me when I said yes. No. Yes. There we go. Good job. And then I'm going to do a few more yeses. You never want it to be all no's in a row because you want to give about 5 positive feedbacks to 1 negative. And I'm not saying no is negative. I'm just saying you want them to get rewarded quicker in the beginning rather than less quick. Yes. So we're going to go back to our yes. 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 No. Oh. Okay, cut that part. No. Yes. If you'll notice, she's turned her head away a lot faster that time. Yes. 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 No. We really want to make sure she doesn't get the treat when we say no. Yes. And she held it a lot longer this time too. So now I'm adding in a little bit of a delay so that it's not just no, yes. No. And she's going to go for it and go for it. It takes a little bit for them to learn not to go for it. Yes. That was great. She even gave me eye contact there. Yes. Yes. She is doing so fabulous. Yes. This really helps with confidence building too. She's a naturally shy dog, so this kind of training is really going to boost her confidence. Something easy you can do with your shy dog. No. Yes. So great. Now I'm going to show a more advanced no. This is my 5-month-old Siberian Husky Frost, and he's been working on yes and no since we got him. Something that's important is to use different hands when using yes and no. You don't want to get in the habit of only using one hand for yes, the other hand for no, or just one hand for yes and no. You really want to switch it up so that the dog generalizes the concept. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. Notice that when I say yes, he knows he can come get the treat. When they're more advanced, you can start requiring eye contact after you say no. For example, no. Yes. So the moment he looked at me, I said yes. That's really great because it increases focus. And if you're telling them no, they tend to turn away from that thing you're saying no about and give their focus back to you. So once your dog is doing really well at not taking the treat from your hand once you've said no, you can move to the ground. The way you do that is you put it on the ground and you're going to say no, and if they go for it, you're going to cover it up. Do not allow them to get the treat. No. Yes. No. If he went for it a little bit, so I'm going to cover it up. Yes. And you can give it to them from the same hand. You can say yes and they can pick it up off the floor. It doesn't matter. As long as you've said yes, that is when they can have the food. So again, yes and no are extremely important concepts. Once they get really good at yes, you can start using it to reinforce their behaviors. He's laying really nicely right now. I'm going to say yes and give him a treat. Yes. And that will increase the amount of times he performs this behavior if I do it consistently. No is great for puppy mouthing, chewing on furniture, all kinds of things. He's a 5-month-old. He's in the middle of teething, and he has pretty much stopped chasing my kids and trying to mouth them because of the word no. Remember, no is not a reprimand. No is just telling him, that's not what I'm looking for. Another thing about no is that it's really simple for kids to do. It's one thing to tell the kids, hey, when he's jumping at you, tell him to sit. Oh, but when he's trying to get on the table, tell him to lay down. There's too many things. All they need to say is no. The dog will stop what they're doing and offer a better behavior. Training should be fun. Yes, training takes a little time and effort, but it's all about the relationship.